Hello friends, my name is Old Man Cloud. I upload daily Bazaar gameplay videos, playing Vanessa today for a bit of a change. Would be nice to have a run that's under an hour. I've had some very long pig runs recently, so let's play Vanessa for a bit. Also partly because I got this new awesome skin. Let's start with Enchanted. Shiny Grenade has to be Shiny Grenade. So that kind of sets our path early. I think we want aggro weapons. And we get 3 of the worst possible vendors for that, but that's fine. So we're playing an aggro weapons Vanessa, I would say. In which case we probably want Fang. Shiny Grenade can scale incredibly well for the early game and last into the mid game as well. We just need to upgrade it to silver sooner rather than later. Which is a very significant buff, doubling its damage. Haven't played as Vanessa since some of the changes came through. We don't have a toy or friend. Like Lighthouse got a nerf. Shipwreck got a nerf. This is a bad item, as you know if you watch my tier list. But I think I'll include it here just as a weapon. So we are pretty aggro early. We don't have any skill support, which is a bit of a shame. And we're not going to get the grenade upgrade unless... Let's try from here maybe. I will pick up Revolver in preference to Switchblade. And I will have a roll in the hopes of finding a bronze grenade. No such luck and not interested in these. That's okay though. Still not a terrible first day. Would have loved to see a squishy little Mac there on the other side. We're up against a lawyer who doesn't even know how to spell lawyer. Oh, I want this board so badly. This is my most wanted cosmetic. Hopefully it pops up in my shop at some point. It would really go well with my Vanessa theme. I think we should get there, even though they're kind of scary. And we don't have a way of reloading the grenade. Yeah, we get there. So we want grenade upgrade, we want a way of reloading the grenade or putting more ammo on it, and then we're cooking. And we also want skill support for weapons. And we want to not lose early. This is the type of build that needs to race over the finish line very early. Calico, which I now know is a cat, I believe. After my last run, I looked it up. And Shark Claws is a phenomenal get. That was a great shop. That's a weapon skill. Good enough for me. Would prefer strength, but that's not bad. And then we'll definitely be playing Shark Claws for the scaling. We are a very angry Vanessa build. Don't really want to transform anything and not interested in non-weapons. If it doesn't hurt the opponent, I'm not interested in it. Pretty sure we can take Rogue Scrapper here. With the scaling we get from Shark Claws, that's super, super strong. We want both Shark Claws and Grenade to get upgraded desperately. So if we could start seeing some B1, B2s, that would be lovely. Shark Claws is insanely strong early. I think it's probably a little too strong early, but I mean, it deserves its time in the sun. The more, that's fine. The more impactful upgrade is still probably Grenade though. In which case, Grenade is a small item. Not one of those. Rock upgrade, sure. Unlucky not to have seen a B1, B2. Could certainly get out aggroed by... another Vanessa here. Just because we haven't got any upgrades. Pig should be okay, early pig. That was an impactful banana. 60 health. Shame we didn't get to level 3 as well. You do need to pick up 1 extra XP as well as going after the Rogue Scrapper to get to level 3 by day 2. This pig has an awful lot of health and an awful lot of heal, which normally would be good enough against Vanessa, but we do have scaling with Shark Claws. They're going to be putting on too much burn though, I think, is the issue. So yeah, we will lose here, so that hurts a great deal. That's just a really bad matchup for us. We didn't get the upgrades we needed. Early losses as aggro Vanessa are very, very bad news. because they mean you need to go later in the game, and we do not want to go later in the game. This is one of the worst weapons in the game. Got to find some upgrades. Is this our fastest weapon? It should be on Fang.
I would spar with you, but this leg.
Fine, but not what we're looking for.
Make me proud.
And what we are looking for. So that's 1 out of 2 that we desperately need done. So now we just need a grenade upgrade. And we'll have improved quite a lot. You're not a grenade. You're also not a grenade.
Tell everyone you got it here.
So Weapon Spam Vanessa does play itself relatively early, I would say. Certainly there's some skill to it for sure, but for the most part it's just trying to maximize the damage and how quickly you can do that damage to your opponents. There's definitely some skill in trying to pilot it into the middle game, where it's not enough usually to just kind of do insane burst damage, unless it really, really is insane. So we'll get to that stage at some point. Would have loved a fight there, or failing a fight, at least the XP. Finally a B1, B2. Definitely upgrade grenade. With grenade being shiny, that's just a huge buff. And I think we actually put grenade on the right now, just with how much burn damage that does. Don't really want pop snappers out in the field, but there we are. And we've got the upgrades we need, so I think now is the time to look for weapon skills, in particular strength. There it is. Great get. So we improved a lot that day. The only shame is that we don't have our board filled out, but I still think we should be okay. Shiny grenade, now that it's been upgraded, should be a bit of a carry.
You should know, I'm a bit of a legend on Pelago.
Shiny upgrade, absolutely capable of carrying you through the mid game. And even against a pretty decent crow's nest, although they don't have a way of reloading their double barrel. Not that it matters when we're hitting like that. That's the difference of the grenade upgrade there. Shiny grenade, very, very strong. And we picked up the skills we want. So real shame we lost day 2, but other than that, it's going almost perfectly, so certainly can't complain. Silencer, I'll pick up for just a little buff on grenade. But I don't want the roll. That's a bit too expensive for my blood. I think. Actually, I will take the roll. And rewarded with a weapon at least. Which one do we want here? We're going to run out of ammo with you, and we're not really building an ammo build. I think we might just take Narwhal. As crazy as that is. Just for a weapon that reliably goes off if we run out of steam with our ammo. And the fact that it's an aquatic weapon, which maybe there's a world where we pivot into a shipwreck plus aquatic weapons. Probably not, but it's worth keeping in mind. Can't afford anything. Don't really want to sell. But the others aren't appealing either. So I'm just going to take a look. If there's something amazing here, which there is, I think I will sell to afford it. In which case I probably sell either Silence or Revolver. Probably Silencer. It's much the same now, or I think it's exactly the same as what Silencer was. But it frees up the spot on our board. And here, Flame Juggler is always scary. But especially with Shiny Grenade, I think we just outburst you. The amount of damage this guy puts on early is very scary when you don't have any shield or survivability. But I'm hoping we, especially if we crit with the grenade, which we do, we should be fine. Yeah. It was a close thing. We probably could have lost that with unlucky crit. So maybe that was a bit of a gamble, but as aggro Vanessa, I really do like pushing your XP advantage early on. I think I'm just going to take some health with low money. Depending on how the build plays out, Artillery Spotter could be very good, but it's not really what we want right now. I think with how good weapon skills are for us, I'm going to pay for a roll. In fact, Right Eye is really good on Shiny Grenade. I was about to say we missed, but that actually works really well for us. Don't have any money, so let's just take a weapon that we could possibly fit in the field. Not you. I just said, worst weapon in the game, or one of them. Go away. Dually. Intimidating skin dually. Gold rank dually. Level 5 dually. But we're a very angry Vanessa. We really, really are very angry. So they're a very defensive dually, which is not what we want to see. Bugs. I think we should still be okay here, especially just with this shiny grenade hit that hits so hard. And even with their shield, we hit through it. Yeah, really brutal. We almost don't need a way to reload grenade because we're winning after it goes off once. But going into the mid game, we'll want a way to reload the grenade or at least put one extra ammo in it. I think one extra ammo might actually be okay.
That form can sell the guns.
Don't need anything here. Expensive roll, but it was worth it looking for the grenade upgrade. I'll settle for you. You're interesting, but not really what we're doing here. The goal is to win before we even get to the stage where that would be going off. Just going to take a gamble on a skill here. The gamble misses. Could make an argument for not taking that to not dilute the pool, actually. That was possibly a misplay, but oh well. Preening Duelist. I just couldn't help. Couldn't resist clicking on it. We're going after Preening Duelist because he has great items for us, even though we don't get the XP advantage we're looking for. We'd love to see Gunpowder, love to see Powder Flask, love to see Cannonball, love to see All Talk. There's so much good stuff for us here. That's not one of the good stuff, but I think we'll still play it over Magma Core. Very, very aggro, Vanessa. Let's have a look at your smalls in particular. Double barrel is interesting. In fact, I think we probably want a silver double barrel over you and you. And we can't afford the reroll. So we've improved a bit today. Maybe not quite how we'd want. Would have far preferred to find an upgrade for grenade. Oh, monster fight's a great get, actually. Really great get. I think we can beat pretty much anyone we're put up against there. And getting the extra XP is huge. You have Gunpowder as well, which would be a great get. And Flashy Reload, which would also be a great get. And Keen Eye, which would be a great get. You've got lots of good stuff for us. That's no... I mean, it's a phenomenal item. I don't think it's what we're looking for here. I don't think it's worth... Oh, it's Buff Mac. I don't think it's worth sacrificing 2 slots for the haste. I'm going to keep it in the bag because there's a potential to work well in the mid game when we have to try to do a bit more than just pure aggro burst. There's certainly potential for Shadow Cloak then, but at the moment, I think we're just pure aggro. Like this build, this Mac build really should... It's a better build than ours, I think. But I think we're just aggro... Oh, I take it back. I was going to say we're just aggro enough to win, but we're not. Once they get in the here with the bone, they were too much. So that's a rough loss. I reckon we were beating most of the field then, but that was a very, very strong Mac. So losing those two or three even days, losing 2 with Vanessa this early is really painful. But we go on. Not what we're looking for, not a good item. Really need a way to upgrade and reload our grenade now. Too late for Monkey. Good upgrade there. Holsters is a great get, actually. And I think we play you over Rock because Rock isn't giving crit chance anyway with our other friendly Kaliko.
Not very big though, is it?
So let's do that. The early haste is really nice. Still think we're pretty strong and can take on most comers here. Gotta, especially with the haste now, really gotta be reloading that grenade. Yeah, like it going off there would be absolutely massive. We should be okay here. Yeah. Gotta find a way to reload that grenade. And if it's a way of reloading or also adding extra damage to the double barrel, that's would be a nice little perk as well.
Let's take the tyrants home.
Has to be grenade upgrade. 200 damage times 2 now with no crit. It's a incredibly strong item.
Few warriors live to retire. Buy my weapons.
Some interesting stuff here. We're kind of going ammo, but kind of not. Don't think so. Wee wah. Gotta be this, doesn't it? Can we possibly afford it? We would have to sell... very interesting. We would have to sell... So we need to make 15 gold up. 3, 5, 7, 9, 13. We don't quite get there, so we have to sell our gold shark claws, which are kind of the... We have to sell either gold shark claws or gold grenade. We have shadow cloak in the bag, actually. Although we'd like to use shadow cloak with eels. These are so good though. These are really pivot worthy, and they work with our skills. Maybe... What do we want to play with eels? I think grenade is still good enough to play just by itself with the burst. Everything in the middle can go, is disposable. I wouldn't mind hanging on to shark claws, and I wouldn't mind shadow cloak, but one of those has to go. So if it's a choice between shadow cloak, shark claws, and grenade, which one do we want to get rid of? Really rough. I think I want shadow cloak. And I think I want... surely not grenade to go. I think shark claws has to go. This is possibly a throw. So that's 17, but it's done. So we need another 7. And you're gone. So we need another 3. You're gone. And you're gone. Or probably holsters, actually. You're gone. Welcome to the squad. Okay, interesting pivot. I think that was right, though. These eels can absolutely carry the run now. They're incredibly strong, especially once they get upgraded. It's a shame we're getting them just after we had the opportunity to upgrade them. We'll play that on the board for the time being, but we'll sell it into the eels. In fact, I think it's probably better to sell that into the eels now. Like this. Okay. I mean, the build we had probably could have crawled over the line maybe to 5, 6, 7 wins. It was a decent build, but I feel like picking up the Obsidian Eels, I mean, I think we're going to lose to this. This is just a really strong freeze pig build. May have been better with our previous burst build here, actually, but oh well. Although the eels are getting in there. The eels are really getting in there. Come on! Come on, brother! Eel me! Eel me! Oh, just. Got up to 860 with your Obsidian laser security system. Okay, that's a great win. So now we really need to find a way to upgrade our eels. And we still are looking for a way to reload the grenade. It's just not happening. I feel like I've taken a lot of... Let's just take the sharpening stone to preserve some money. I feel like I've taken every chance I have gotten to try to find a powder flask, and it hasn't come along. Can't really afford much. I think I'm just going to try my luck here and give myself maybe 1 reroll. Sure. I can't keep rerolling.
Everything is for sale.
I mean, now you're tempting, but I think we don't need you with Shadow Cloak.
Is the whole point.
And I think we can take Treasure Turtle with our eels. Hopefully. We don't have scaling. Oh, we have scaling with Shadow Cloak. That grenade hits so hard. It would be so nice to be reloading that. So we'll be fine here with our... The Shadow Cloak is doing really, really well for us, actually. Shadow Cloak is doing serious work. So hanging on to that over the Shark Claws was right. Could make a case for the fact that I should have gotten rid of the grenade rather than shark claws. More money is great.
I do not teach. I help you discover.
That's great as well. That's good enough. That's the ammo that we need on the grenade, so I don't need to worry about don't need to worry about getting the powder flask now, which is what you want to see.
Take your time. I'm pretty laid back.
We have a large item for this chap. Has to be better than revolver, right? Albeit taking up 2 spots. Little bit of survivability. Let's see how it fares. Now you're a very interesting chap. You'd reduce the cooldown of... Do we try to make Sea Shadow work here? It's probably the build for it. I'm going to give it a shot. Could also really make a case for just putting in Star Chart. Yeah, could really make a case for putting in Star Chart for the eels. But reducing cooldown is really strong on eels.
Oh,
I want to try it.
Free. I like the exercise.
What a weird build. And in fact, I think Star Chart over Submersible. It was a short-lived play for Submersible. And I think play it something like this. Is this horse any good? Let's find out. It'd be killer to find eels here and not be able to afford it. I'm going to take a look though. Maybe we find a way. There they are. It happened. Well, we have to buy the eels upgrade. So either Sea Chart or Sea Shadow is going. Star Chart or Sea Shadow is going. You already reduced by 15. I think the better play is to get rid of the horse. It's not as... It's cooler playing the horse. But I think the right play is that. And maybe we can look for a chance to pick up the horse again. So even though we've got 2 spare spots, I think we're really, really strong, to be honest. I think we've pivoted completely, but I think we're really, really strong. Bit of burst coming through from the grenade. It reloads now. Eels should do a number on any build that relies on going quickly. I think we're in a great spot here, to be honest. And we've got skills that support eel as well. Yeah, so that was a fairly strong Mac, and we did fine against that. Well, it was relatively close, but we got the win, which is what counts. The problem is that we don't have much money. At all. We're a very poor Vanessa, so we're going to have to take some suboptimal choices with our nodes here. Just so that we're not spending money. Like, I'd probably prefer to look at small items, but in this case, I'll just take a look at haste item. Yeah, you're interesting, but you're not worth playing, because putting you on the board... Oh, I guess we could put you on the board over to the left. Like this. In which case you're not stealing anything from the eels. And you just occasionally haste the grenades. Yeah. I guess it's better than nothing. And let's have a look at a silver tier item. Also better than nothing. Play something like this and take on rock for the CDR potential. Really want our left side of the board to be looking better than it is. Would love a crow's nest. But for the time being, the burst from grenade is quite nifty, really. It's still strong, even at this stage of the game. Shiny grenade. Not the feather we wanted. It never is it? And we'll definitely take a fight. It's a way of getting our money back in order. Wonder if bucket should be to the right with Star Chart, or whether it's better with haste here. It's probably much of a muchness. Eels hit so hard. So hard. And getting them to gold is such a big upgrade. Getting them to diamond is another big upgrade, but especially the silver to gold upgrade is very, very noticeable. I think we play you instead of you. Just for... In fact, I think we play it like this. I don't think we're interested in Zorkid too much, especially with 0 burn. Let's have a look at tools.
What's up? Come on in.
Sure.
A bucket saved my life once.
And that has to be better than what we're doing over on the left side here. So I think we play, instead of Piranha, we go like this. And Eels is still getting right eye and right-handed. And your... Oh, Star Chart isn't aquatic. What a jib. But I don't think there's any way to get dive weights next to 2 aquatic items with what we're doing. So this will have to do. Roll is way too expensive. Still feel like we're in a good place. This will be a test, to say the least. Legend Dooley, level 10 as well, is a huge advantage over us. But Dooley tends to rely on going very quickly with its drill. So as long as it doesn't freeze our eel, bugs. Always bugs. But no freeze bug. So I think we should be okay. Come on, Eels. It's a race, it's a race, it's a race, it's a race. I hope I win. I do win. That's the beauty of Eels against Dooley. Zap, 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 zap. Pew, 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 pew.
Now this is how you win a war.
Heal effects. I mean, there's nothing I really want to enchant, weirdly enough. Is there? Maybe putting healed on Shadow Cloak is not the worst. What happens to Shadow Cloak? Let's have a look at how Bazaar. Star Chart from memory has absolutely atrocious enchants. And I believe dive weight isn't very good either. My How Bazaar isn't loading. I'm blind. I'm flying blind. Don't tell me it's down. I feel like the rest of other sites are working. Maybe How Bazaar is down. This is no way to live. Or maybe it's just my internet connection. Although Bazaar is working fine. Alright, well, for whatever reason I can't access it, so I'm going to fly blind. I think that a bit of heal is probably not the worst thing in the world. Oh, How Bazaar is back now. Okay. So let's have a look for Shadow Cloak. Restorative, when you use item to the right, heal 30. Not bad, well, it is kind of bad. Dive weights. Heal 45, so it's a pretty significant heal with dive weights every time it goes off. I'm inclined to take that. I think Obsidian Eels is enough damage to win us the game. We don't really need more burst damage, especially with Grenade, with Shiny Grenade. So I think giving us a little bit of survivability is quite nice. Health and Shield, that includes Swashbuckle, which would be a great pickup. For that reason, I think I'm going to take a look. Shielded Horsey. I think the ship has sailed and we can't really afford you. Again, the enchant is just making it more expensive. We're only really interested in the reloading, and I think 3 shots on the Shiny Grenade should be enough. So I think we pass, despite there being some interesting stuff there. Chum Bucket should go. Don't know what that's still doing there.
Discounts for peace.
We're hasting an awful lot. Maybe bring in you instead of Chum Bucket for a bit more survivability. We're hasting and slowing an awful lot, actually. So yeah, we'll bring in Little Monkey. Cheeky Monkey. We'll bring in... He's not aquatic for dive weights, which is actually really annoying. But anyway. Yeah, this seems fine. And I might want to put Grenade... Oh, but then it takes the buffs. Alright, this seems fine. Because Eels slow all the time, Shadow Cloak hastes all the time, and dive weights haste all the time. So Mr. Richardson should be getting pretty buff. So we've increased our survivability a fair bit there. Although now he's stealing crit chance from the Eels, which I really don't like. So we put him over to the left. Easy fix. Death Knight Reaper we could probably take and has some good stuff for us, but Elite Duelist, which I know we can beat, and has big ego, which is fantastic for us, has to be the play here, I think. So we have a bit of survivability coming through from dive weights, which is nice. Mr. Richardson is scaling pretty massively, honestly. It's unlikely to make a difference because he's pretty slow as well, but bit of survivability is not bad at all. We don't get big ego, and I don't think we want powder flask. I think 3 shots of grenade is enough, and I don't want to give up a spot on the board. I will take a temporary boost. And I will go to Bazaar for some XP, which gets us to level 11. Surely some good stuff here. Big guns, for example, would be massive. Don't really have an issue with hasting with the Shadow Cloak. None of the others are great either, though. Crashing Waves. I think I'm going to roll. That's fantastic, because you'll be getting hasted all the time when you already have haste, especially with dive weights. This is also fantastic. Fantastic bit of disruption. It's between Stunning Strike and Streamline Weapon. They're both really good. Yeah, I think Streamline Weapon. It's a debatable call there because disruption is just so good. But I feel like, especially with dive weights, Eels is going to be getting hasted all the time. And if we're able to scale it really quickly, it just decreases the length that the combat should go on for, which significantly increase our odds of winning. Now, this is the skill we want, Bloodhound. It hurts that they have it, but we don't. Give skill, please. But I think we should still be fine here. And yeah, Eels just scale so fast now, already up to 400 damage. So I do feel like Streamline Weapon was a great pick. Not having restorative dive weights next to one aquatic item hurts, but there's just no way around it. I think we keep looking for Swashbuckle, which would be a way to significantly improve the board. I'll take Little Monkey Upgrade, albeit at the cost of all my money. And in that case, I'll take just some free health. Never got the econ off the ground here because we've been fighting tooth and nail to stay afloat, but I feel like we finally are now. You're so scary. You have some great skills for us, but you hit hard is the issue. Your items don't go fast, you hit hard. And Void Colossus also is pretty bad news, I think. Of course, if Eels get destroyed, we just lose. So I actually think, despite being in a pretty strong place, we have to take the worst AI fight here. Now, Mortar and Pestle would be really interesting. I don't think we could play it, because it would have to be instead of Shadow Cloak. And Shadow Cloak is just doing so much work for us. Look at how fast the Eels are scaling. This is the Eels build I was trying to get together when, or trying to get together on camera when Bug Dooley was ruling the meta. But it's still super good in the meta. And also nice to kind of justify my pick of Eels as a top tier item in my tier list. Refractor could be great with Eels. We are certainly slowing a lot, but I don't think it's good enough to get rid of Star Chart. Haste slow cooldown can include Eels, but we can't afford anything anyway. So I'm just going to take some spare change. That's when you know your econ is really in trouble. When you're taking 3 spare change with no buy-sell synergy. That's a great get. We will definitely be sticking that on to Eels. Oh, that's a low cooldown Eels. Oh, baby. Can't afford... How much do gold... unenchanted gold items cost? Maybe we could afford Eels. And it's such a big upgrade that I'd be prepared to sell Mr. Richardson if we see it here. We don't, but we do see Shipwreck. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So it has been nerfed. Increasing your cooldown by 2 seconds, you still go off all the time. And you have multicast. It just has to be shipwreck still, doesn't it? And we can upgrade it to diamond so that the cooldown's only reduced by 1 second. Or the cooldown's only increased by 1 second. We'd have to get rid of Star Chart though, which further increases cooldown. So you'd have a cooldown of 6.4... Oh no, even worse. You'd have a cooldown of 7.5 seconds instead of 4.4 seconds. So it's actually not going off that much quicker. But the advantage is that you upgrade shipwreck to diamond and suddenly then you're talking. Or you sell out of dive weights, grenade and Richardson and play shipwreck as well as Star Chart for the CDR. But then I really want to upgrade Eels to diamond. I don't want to spend the diamond upgrade on shipwreck. Ah, really tricky call here. Really, really tricky call. Would love if I could just stick it in the bag and worry about it later if we can get it to diamond. But I'd have to sell 2 items to do that. This is the problem with being broke. Should have never come to this store. It was bound to lead to tricky decisions. I think we skip it. I think if it had been I think it absolutely could have worked, and I think if it was the unnerfed version, I absolutely would have sold out to include it on the board. But I think with how it was, we'd really need it to get to diamond before we start to see the proper benefits of it. And with that in mind, I think I'd rather stick with what I've got. But who knows? Maybe that was a mistake. This is a very, very, very strong Mac. But we have a bit of survivability now, and we go very, very fast. Not fast enough, though. Very strong Mac. Still not on lethal yet. Maybe should have taken that shipwreck. I'm not sure. Now that we need to go quite late, I'm inclined to think we should have taken the shipwreck because it certainly gives the build more late game viability. But that's results oriented thinking. Lighthouse would be an interesting pickup. None of these are interesting and can't afford the reroll. We want to be fighting dualies. I think we can take Awakened District, or at least I'm going to gamble on this a little bit. They don't use their items very much. I have immediate regret. I have immediate, significant regret. Oh no, we should be fine. Just. Maybe. I think with the scaling we're going to be fine. Not a given thing though. Yeah, we get there. Okay, good. Eels up to 862. I know what you're thinking. If only it had multicast.
Spineless as a jellyfish.
Not what we need, but a bit of money, which is sorely needed. And upgrade to Eels massively improves the board. Cannot put that on fast enough. So you now charge for 3, which is an enormous upgrade. Now we have a bit of cash to splash at last.
I was expecting you 0.5 seconds ago.
No. Shot glass can work with, like, if we pivot into Lighthouse, but I don't think that's where the build is at. We don't need haste, and grappling hook is just one of the worst items in the game, so nothing there, unfortunately.
Reward the peaceful.
Iceberg.
Warful.
Has anti-synergy with Eels. As good as it is as a item to chuck in when you have spare space, it doesn't really work with Eels. We kind of want your items to be going off quickly. So not for us. Seaweed could be good, but I don't think it's worth getting rid of anything we've got. Got to take a chance. At least we get our money back. Still just seems super underwhelming, doesn't it? Alright. Well, we got the diamond upgrade, which is what we needed. 15 Vanessa. So we have a bit of an XP deficit. I guess we haven't got many extra fights. That's a significant level difference, but let's see. There. Or glass cannons. This is going to be a fast one. This is going to be a quick fight, brothers. Yep. They were more aggro than we were. I think we've got pretty unlucky with our fights here. We really wanted to see Dooley, but anyway. The build feels better than the results we're getting, but it is what it is. There's really, again, no more enchants that we really want, which is not good. I think there's every chance that Mr. Richardson comes off the board, so with that in mind, I'm just going to put Shield on Shadow Cloak for a bit more survivability.
This is why I wear red, so the crew won't see me bleed.
Regretting not taking Shipwreck now, but oh well. You can certainly work. Given that I think we're past the point of Shiny Grenade and Mr. Richardson doing anything, if he ever was, I think we can now play it a bit like this. Or like this. Because I'd prefer to have the crit chance on Eels than dive weights. Even though I prefer dive weights to be next than Star Chart. But I think this is the best we can do. The property that gives friends multicast would be an interesting one. That plus Eels could work.
All of this is like a gift from the sea.
Horsey seems like it works pretty well with Eels.
I'm sure you'll still
Problem is we're getting to the stage where
treasures.
you need really, really broken stuff. But let's see how we go. So that reduces its cooldown to 3.9. They're very fast-firing Eels. And now it's down to 3.5. So it's nearly charging completely every time the enemy uses an item. Why are we so much worse than before, though? I feel like we were doing better. I guess we had the burst from the grenade before. And maybe it's just down to crit luck. But yeah, we have really nice inevitability now with Sea Shadow combined with scaling from Shadow Cloak. Interesting, but not with what we're doing at the moment.
I've been watching your program.
Big guns?
At last.
Glass cannon. I don't think it helps us, actually, especially now that we're kind of the side with inevitability. 50 damage to Eels, which is actually 100 damage, I think is better than 40% crit chance. So that's a big buff. Got to take a monster fight. Caltrops. Caltrops, lad. At least you didn't destroy my Eels off the bat. Off rip. Maybe we should be okay now? I'd like you... I think Eels might need to survive one more destruction. 1 out of 4. Or even if Eels did, we were done for. Yeah, that was a really, really unlucky boss fight to get there. I think anyone who's not destruction... Anyone who's not an item destroyer we beat. And even some of the item destroyers we beat. Don't need extra ammo, so I'll just take a little bit more damage on Eels. Oh no. Legendary pig with the end of the battle pass skin. This is very likely to be a busted property scaling build. Or it's an aggro B build. Feel like we match up pretty well against that, although they might just one-tap us with all your Bs. What are these, brother? It's so much damage. Oh, it was close. Yeah, just too good. We got B'd. So that's a shame. I feel like the build was better than the result we got, but that's just the way it happens sometimes in this game. I still feel like the Obsidian Eel pivot was the right call to make, and it was cool to try to get Sea Shadow working as well, even if the result was 7 wins rather than 10. Still a fun run. Might upload it, might not. We'll see how we go.